Hey guys, it's me again, and it is a lovely, sunny Monday morning while I'm recording. I have no idea if this will be uploaded on a Monday morning or not, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm off to work. Back at my store now, it's been remodeled. Anyway, the subject for today is something I've been thinking about for like the last few months. And it's something that's important to me because I was assigned a task by the club to basically write a paper on what prospecting has done for me. Where I was before prospecting, where I am now, and where I hope to be as a result of joining the motorcycle club. And so I figured I would talk with you guys a little bit about that, because when you write things in a notebook somewhere, very few people are affected by it. It just kind of sits in your notebook, and you can refer to it, and maybe your kids will see it one day somewhere down the line, or, like somebody will find your notebook when they're clearing out your stuff after you die or something. But when you write things down, the audience is very small. And I wanted to share with you people what prospecting did for me, because I think there's too few people that are sharing their experience when it comes to joining a motorcycle club. Now you have to understand that I didn't just join a club. It's not like signing up for a Costco card where you fill out the paperwork, you get it, and you start receiving benefits. Motorcycle clubs are different. You literally have to earn your way in, step by step, and it can be quite painstaking. For my part, I've been a prospect for a little over a year. And during the course of that little over a year, I've been running through a 12-step program that I started because I had an anger management problem. And I figured I would run through the 12 steps and apply that set of principles to my anger management. And as I went through it, I discovered a lot about myself. What's cool about the 12-step program, the way it's designed, is it doesn't just apply to alcohol. It doesn't just apply to drugs. Most of the time when you say 12 steps or AA, people have this preconceived notion of what that is. And for my part, I was never addicted to alcohol or drugs. So I applied the 12 steps and the principles of the program to other aspects of my life. But really what it does is it forces you to analyze yourself in any given situation. And so as a result, I really did some fine-tuning. Over the last year, I feel like I've improved quite a bit in my interpersonal relations, both on and off the bike, just because I've been forced to really analyze my role in things, you know what I mean? Like, for example, arguments with my girlfriend. I love her to pieces, and she knows that. But every now and then we argue, and I find it interesting because in the past, when I argued with people, I would just hammer and hammer and hammer my side of the debate until they finally caved and I won, and it was like literally a hammer and an anvil. I would just keep smashing and smashing on this one particular point until I won. But now, I try to look at whatever situation we're in from both sides. I try to step back and look at what I could have done differently that would have contributed to an easier outcome. And I learned that as a prospect. Another interesting lesson that I learned, that I was already kind of aware of, everybody is, but I kind of had it reinforced when I started prospecting, is the idea that you can't judge a book by its cover. That's an important lesson. And as kids, we're all taught that. Don't judge a book by its cover, you never know who's going through what. But I never really took it to heart. I never let it sink in and be a part of my everyday dealings until I became a prospect. I mean, I started looking at these guys, especially the guys that I surround myself with. Like, to the untrained eye, they look like the most ragtag horde of dirty bikers that ever roamed the planet. They're just as rough and tumble as everybody else. They're just as greasy, and they have just as much ability to get dirty. But the way they live their lives as clean and sober men is completely different. I mean, these guys, it blows my mind to see some of the tenderness and compassion they have for each other. Sorry if my voice is a little bumpy, but the freeways in California kind of suck. Anyway, the lessons that I carry with me now, it's indescribable sometimes, and I'm trying to find words. Obviously, there will be a little more eloquence when I write this stuff down, but I've developed a sense of integrity and what's the word I'm looking for? Resolution. That's what it is. I'm at the point now where I am resolved to be myself and do my thing and stop worrying about what everybody else thinks of me. In my past life, when I was rolling with my family's club and riding solo and doing all that kind of stuff, I was a chameleon. I spent a hell of a lot of time and a hell of a lot of energy trying to act like the person that other people wanted me to be. And I got to the point where I felt like one of those twisty ties on a loaf of bread. At the point where the loaf of bread's almost gone and the twisty tie is just foobarred from being twisted around so many times. Untwisted, retwisted, untwisted, retwisted. I was about to snap. And I had really started to lose sight of who I was as a person. And prospecting, in its own way, forced me to reevaluate why I was doing that. Why did I care what other people thought of me? Why did I have to seek this attention from everyone else? And why did I get so upset when I didn't get it? Now, as I'm nearing the end of my prospect period, I know who I am, and I'm comfortable in my skin, and that's an invaluable thing. I mean, yeah, I'm still gonna mess up. I'm still gonna have those moments where I look like an idiot, or I look like a fool, or I open myself up in a stupid kind of way, but thank you. For the most part, I'm happy with who I am and the way I do things now. And it's an ongoing process. That's the word I was looking for. I'm constantly learning new ways to deal with things, and I'm constantly reevaluating how I could have improved any given situation I'm in. And these are things that I learned as a result of these men taking the time to instill that in me. You know what I mean? I was kind of malleable when I came in. I was still that chameleon. I was trying to be something I wasn't. And these guys in this club, out of love and respect for another man, have helped me learn how to be myself. How to be comfortable with the fact that I'm not like everybody else. And that's precious. Excuse me? That's a precious gift to give somebody. I mean, I used to actually feel bad that I don't drink and smoke. How stupid is that? I used to actually feel guilty or feel like a downer when I would go to a party and not partake of the alcohol or drugs that were there. How lame is that? Rather than be proud of myself for being safe and sticking to my sobriety and not caving into social pressures, I was actually feeling guilty for not following the herd. The club has helped me learn that I don't have to feel that way. That I can actually be proud of the fact that I am doing me. And nobody can take that from me. I'm just going to keep doing me until the day I can't anymore. I mean, I keep relearning these lessons in different forms all the time. For example, I ride a Ninja. It's an older Ninja, but it's still a Ninja. And it's a full-fairing, crotch rocket looking bike. The rest of my club does not. The rest of my club rides Cruisers, and oftentimes, like with my Sergeant at Arms, he's in the truck because he's got a newborn baby and his significant other and also a seizure dog. So he's got a lot of stuff to bring with him. So he's typically not on a bike because he can only put one sidecar on the damn thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm veering off topic. The point is, I kind of stand out in the circle that we roll with. Most of them don't ride crotch rockets, and I do. And they're totally cool with that. Right? Used to be, when I'd go to these bike nights or hang out with certain clubs, they'd give me crap for my choice of bike or my choice of gear, my choice of lifestyle, whatever it was. And there's no escaping that for most people. I feel like I've been freed from that because the club showed me that there's another way to do things, that I can be comfortable with myself. And it's funny, by giving me that, they opened my world up. As soon as I realized that I could be comfortable with myself and just ride my bike and do my thing, the dead weight started to drop off. And the people that really mattered started drawing closer together. I met Bones as a prospect. I met my buddy Daniel, who's now interested in prospecting with my club, as a prospect. I've strengthened my relationship with Baby Girl as a prospect. And I've had the opportunity to be introduced to some very interesting bikers and make some very interesting connections as a prospect. Because I started becoming comfortable in my skin. I started feeling like myself, and my confidence has grown so much. I guess I can kind of sum it up with one phrase. Before I became a prospect, I thought I could be a crusader for serenity. Now, as I'm nearing the end of the process, I know that I can be a crusader for serenity. And that is the biggest gift these guys could have given me. That shift from uncertainty to total reassurance in myself. I am more self-aware and more confident than I've ever been. And I have the club to thank for that. So, I hope you guys found that interesting. I hope it sheds some light on a process that not a whole lot of people who aren't living it can shed light on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.